Hi, I'm back. I'll be reading some more from the Bible. Up to chapter 37 in the book Genesis, chapter 37. Joseph's dream. So Jacob settled again in the land of Canaan, where his father had lived. Had lived. Had lived. This is the history of Jacob's family. When Joseph was 17 years old, he often tended his father's flocks with his half brothers, the sons of his father's wives, Bilhah and Zilpah. But Joseph reported to his father some of the bad things his brother were doing. Now Jacob loved Joseph more than any of his other children because Joseph had been born to him in his old age. So one day he gave Joseph a special gift, a beautiful robe. But his brothers hated Joseph because of their father's partiality. They couldn't say a kind word to him. One night Joseph had a dream and promptly to his reported the details to his brothers, causing them to hate him even more. Listen to this dream, he announced. We were out in the field tying up bundles of grain. My bundle stood up, and then your bundles all gathered around and bowed low before it. So you are all going to be our king, are you? His brothers taunted, and they hated him all the more for his dream and what he had said. Then Joseph had another dream and told his brothers about it. Listen to this dream, he said. He said, the sun, moon, and 11 stars bowed low before me. This time he told his father as well as his brothers, and his father rebuked him. What do you mean? His father asked. Will your mother, your brothers, and I actually come and bow before you? But while his brothers were jealous of Joseph, his father gave it some thought and wondered what it all meant. Soon after this, Joseph's brothers went to pasture their father's flocks at Shechem. When they had been gone for some time, Jacob said to Joseph, your brothers are over at Shechem with the flocks. I am going to send you to them. I'm ready to go, Joseph replied. Go and see how your brothers and the flocks are getting along, Jacob said. Then come back and bring me word. So Jacob sent him on his way, and Joseph traveled to Shechem from his home in the valley of Hebron. When he arrived there, a man noticed him wandering around the countryside. What are you looking for? He asked. For my brothers and their flocks, Joseph replied. Have you seen them? Yes, the man told him. But they are no longer here. I heard your brothers say they were going to Dothan. So Joseph followed his brothers to Dothan and found them there. Heroes and villains. Genesis chapter 37, verses 1 to 36. And in Genesis chapter 45, verses 4 to 8. Joseph, what would you do if you had older brothers and sisters who hated you? What if they tied you up and sold you to the circus? Don't laugh. It happened to Joseph. His brothers tied him up, put him in a pit, and then sold him to slave traders. Joseph ended up working in the home of a powerful Egyptian man. Through a series of events, including a stint in jail for something he didn't do, Joseph eventually became the assistant to the ruler of Egypt. One day, Joseph's brothers came begging for food. They didn't know that the little brother was the ruler. They didn't recognize him, but he knew who they were, and there we stood, with all the power in the world to get back at them for selling him to slave traders. What did Joseph do to his brothers? He said, "Don't be angry with yourselves that you did this to me, for God did it. He sent me here ahead of you to preserve your lives. Yes, it was God who sent me here, not you." Genesis chapter 45, verses 5 to 8. It isn't easy to know what to do when people are mean to you. Should you fight back, run away, ignore them? Tell your mother or father sometimes the way out the right way out just doesn't seem obvious. But even when people do very cool things, always remember that God is in control of your life. Pray for others in your family who make you mad. Jesus said, "Love your enemies, pray for those who persecute you." Matthew chapter 5 verse 44. Joseph sold into slavery. When Joseph's brothers saw him coming, they recognized him in the distance and made plans to kill him. "Here comes that dreamer," they exclaimed. "Come on, let's kill him and throw him into a deep pit. We can tell our father that an awful animal has eaten him. Then we will see what becomes of all his dreams." But Reuben came to Joseph's rescue. "Let's not kill him," he said. "Why should we shed his blood? Let's just throw him alive into this pit here. That way he would die without our having to touch him." Reuben was secretly planning to help to help Joseph escape, and then he would bring him back to his father. So when Joseph arrived, they pulled off his beautiful robe and threw him into the pit. This pit was normally used to store water, but it was empty at the time. Then, just as they were sitting down to eat, they noticed a caravan of camels in the distance coming toward them. It was a group of ISHMAELITE traders taking spices, balm, and more from Gilead to Egypt. Judy said to the others, "What can we gain by killing our brother? Our brother. That would just give us a guilty conscience. Let's sell Joseph to those ISHMAELITE traders. Let's not be responsible for his death. After all, he is our brother." And his brothers agreed. So when the traders came by, his brothers put Joseph out of the pit and sold him for 20 pieces of silver, and the ISHMAELITE traders took them along to Egypt. Sometime later, Reuben returned to get Joseph out of the pit. When he discovered that Joseph was missing, he tore his clothes in anguish and frustration. Then he went back to his brothers and lamented, "The boy is gone. What can I do now?" Then Joseph's brothers killed a goat and dipped the robe in its blood. They took the beautiful robe to the father and asked him to identify it. "We found this in the field," they told him. "It's Joseph's robe, isn't it? Isn't it?" The father recognized it at once. "Yes," he said. "It is my son's robe. A wild animal has attacked and eaten him. Surely Joseph has been torn in pieces." Then Jacob tore his clothes and put on sackcloth. He mourned deeply for his son for many days. His family all tried to comfort him, but it was no use. "I will die in mourning for my son," he would say, and then began to weep. Meanwhile, in Egypt, the traders sold Joseph to Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh. Pharaoh. The king of Egypt, Potiphar, was captain of the palace guard. Okay, that's all for now. Bye-bye.